Hello physios. Today we'll learn on topic on erythropoiesis, which what you can write in exam point of view. Only the bullet points I would like to tell you. First, the definition. The word in medical term is very important. You should know. Erythropoiesis. Erythro is nothing but red, and poiesis is nothing but your formation. What are the blood cells and how it is formed, and what are the stages forming the blood cells. Look, first we come to know the definition. It is a process of where it comes from origin, development and maturation of RBC. Remember ODM, origin, development, maturation. And what are the changes under this? It can happen your reduction of your cell size, and there will be a disappearance of nucleoli and nucleus, appearance of hemoglobin, changes in staining. In staining, it might be any acidic or basic, right? And next comes the stages. There are 6 stages in erythropoiesis. First comes your proerythroblast, early normoblast, intermediate normoblast, late normoblast, next reticulocyte, and the last is your matured RBC. Let come in some detail. Proerythroblast, that is your CFU, not U, E. CFU E. It means colony forming unit erythrocyte. Has in this nucleus is large and it has 2 or more nucleoli. And you can see from a meshwork in this cell. A meshwork is nothing but your reticular network. And your proerythroblast does not contain hemoglobin. You can see synthesis of hemoglobin starts in this stage. And the proerythroblast multiply in several times and forms next stage, that is called your early normoblast. Next, if we jump into the early normoblast, what happens in this stage? As in this stage, the cell will be smaller as much compared into the proerythroblast. In this, you can see a nucleoli disappears. Nucleoli disappears and there will be a condensation of chromatin in your network. And your cytoplasm is in basophilic nature. So, it can be called as basophilic erythroblast. Early normoblast can also be called as basophilic erythroblast. Why? Because the cytoplasm is getting in basophilic in nature. And this develops into the next stage called intermediate normoblast. In intermediate normoblast, the cell is smaller as compared into the previous normoblastic stage. But the chromatin network shows more condensation than in early normoblast. And hemoglobin starts appearing, and the presence of hemoglobin, it stains both acidic and basophilic. As it contains both acidic and basic, it is called polychromophilic or polychromatic erythroblast, and this develops into next stage, that is your late normoblast. What happens in late normoblast? Your nucleus disappears. This is a point to be remembered. Your nucleus getting disappears and the size will decreases furtherly. A nucleus becomes very small and condensation chromatin and known as ink spot nucleus. Your cytoplasm becomes acidophilic. As the cytoplasm become acidophilic, it is called as orthochromatic erythroblast. And the process by which the nucleus disappears, it is called as pycnosis. Remember the word pycnosis. Pycnosis nothing but your nucleus disappears. And this develops into reticulocyte. Next comes your reticulocyte stage. Remember diapedesis in reticulocyte. Reticulocyte is otherwise called as immature RBC. As in cytoplasm, you can see a reticulocyte formation. And the reticulocyte is somewhat in basophilic in nature. So, due to the presence of your remnants, Golgi apparatus, mitochondria, and other organelles of cytoplasm. So, the next, the cell enters into capillary form. It means a site of production that is called as diaperesis. The cell enters into the capillary form site of production called by diaperesis. Then next comes your matured RBC. What happens in matured RBC? Your reticulum getting disappearance. So you can see in matured RBC with hemoglobin but without nucleus, and the cell contains biconcave shape. It is used for the absorption of your large surface and spreading to all the blood vessels. That is your diffusion. It requires 7 days for development from proerythroblast and requires 5 days from reticulocyte. 7 days from proerythroblast and 5 days from reticulocyte. And what next? The factors for erythropoiesis. First, your stimulating factors. It can be your hypoxia, your oxygen levels. It can be any protein to your RBC, that is your erythropoietin. And it can be thyroxine, and it can be hemopoietic growth factors, vitamin B3, B6, vitamin B complex. Next comes your maturation factors like folic acid, as it can be helpful to the anemia also, and vitamin B12 and intrinsic factors. And what are the four factors necessary for hemoglobin formation? There is your iron, cobalt, nickel, copper, amino acids, and etc. vitamin B complex. So these are the factors for erythropoiesis. And next comes at the end, you can draw a diagram like this: hemoglobin stimulating cell and colony forming unit erythrocyte. Next comes your proerythroblast, basophilic erythroblast, polychromatic erythroblast, orthochromatic erythroblast, reticulocyte, and next comes your matured RBC. This shows your perfection in the exam point of view. And note here, you can see here red line, hemoglobin synthesis. It starts in the mid of the proerythroblast and it ends up in the mid of the reticulocyte. This shows your hemoglobin synthesis. This is the erythroblastic island. So once again, the site headings: origin, that is your development, maturation, that is definition, changes, stages. In stages, what are the bullet points to be written in exam point of view, and the factors, and at the end diagrammatic. It fetches the good marks in exam. Thanks for watching SPN.